This quote is super relevant for us right now in the journey my brother and I are embarking on. Having moved to a different country, leaving our friends and our family back home, and starting a business and doing all these things that, I wouldn't say a lot of people do them. That's not to sound, I guess, righteous or like we're different in some fashion, one way or the other. But with all that comes trials and tribulations, ups and downs, peaks and troughs, all these things that you might not necessarily account for when you make these decisions and you embark on these endeavors and things of this nature. They come and go as life wants, I guess, and you sort of just got to deal with them in the moment and roll with the punches and do your best to navigate those ups and downs, and especially emotionally and mentally, it can be a lot at times. And I think for us right now, what we're living in, I'm realizing that, right? I'm a very accountable person. So I understand that, we put ourselves in this situation in order to grow as men. You can't do that without the trials and tribulations and the challenges that life throws at you. And that's kind of been the underlying intention behind the decisions that have led us up to this point. It's to learn how to deal with difficult situations, to learn how to deal with uncertainty, with stress, with anxiety, all these challenges that I think ultimately will make you a better person once you overcome them, right? And these are things, like I said, that come and go. And the glory and the beauty in these things is that, when they pass, hindsight obviously is 2020, and you can see the big picture and say, okay, that was a difficult moment in my life. Whether you did things right or wrong, you learned, you grew. It ultimately shapes you into the kind of person you are, that you end up becoming. So I think for us in this day and age, and in this, I guess, period of our life that we're in, it's to remember that despite everything that goes on in our lives, as far as the difficulties and the challenges, it's ultimately shaping us into who we're going to become eventually. And I think maintaining that perspective is super valuable because it helps you get through those difficult moments. There's another quote in relation to this one. I don't know it, and it might even be in the card deck that I pull these from, so I'm not even going to dive into it, but it's something to do with man being both the sculpted and the sculptor type of thing. It's something in that regard. I think I'm in the ballpark, but there's similar concepts, right? You can't shape yourself into the kind of person you want to be without dealing with the things life throws at you. So, the call to action for everybody watching this, and the Monday motivation that I try to provide people, would be to just remember, when you're going through difficult things in life, that when you see the light at the end of the tunnel and you conquer that mountain, those challenges, those difficulties you're going to inevitably face in life, it's to remember in the moment, and this is very difficult, but it's to remember in the moment that you're building character, you're growing, you're learning. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it sucks, but you will be a better person as a result of it. And I'm fairly confident, more often than not, in hindsight, you can look back and say, wow, that was so worth it. That really pushed me out of my comfort zone. It allowed me to become a better person, to grow, and all these things. So it's just to maintain perspective, honestly, which is very difficult. Like I said, when you're dealing with hard things, it's like, oh, why me? You're praying, you're trying to navigate these complexities that life offers, and there's no rule book, there's no handbook, right? It's not, okay, step one, two, three, okay, we're done, we're through. In some cases, if it's very black and white, but everybody's life is different. There's a lot of factors involved when it comes to dealing with these situations and whatnot. So all in all, just maintain perspective and remember that those challenges are really opportunities for you to grow and become the best person you can possibly become.